Hello everyone, welcome back to Crypto Gains for another video. In this video, I want to show you a weekly / maybe 2 weeks to a month forecast of what should happen with the crypto space. Mainly Bitcoin, because you know, whatever happens with Bitcoin, it's going to decide what happens with the rest of the alt season as well. I'm saying alt season, right? Because I believe alts are going to go up. This chart is fascinating, and this is basically talking about death crosses, because we do get death crosses happen or occur in this period of, you know, bull trends and bear trends. So I'm going to break this down. I'm also going to show you the update on what I showed you before on the weekly one. If it sounds interesting to you, please drop that like, give me a subscribe if you're new watching. Let's dive into this. But before I do so, actually, I need to let you know, I am not a financial advisor. These are my own personal opinions on the market. Please do your own research before you invest your money. This looks like a snake. Let me just start off with the weekly time frame, because I've been showing you guys this chart over the last few days now, and I said to you, we need to see Bitcoin come above this orange line, and I haven't changed it. If you look at my last video, I have not changed anything. The orange line is still here, and it kind of is playing out like I thought it would do. And I remember saying that, because it seemed weird at first, like, you know, because I was showing you ribbons, and I said, unless it does some sort of V-shaped recovery, and it looks like Bitcoin is doing that, so be sure to check the prior video. I'm going to see if I can show you right here. Bitcoin holding strong. Bitcoin about to crash. These two videos here, Bitcoin about to crash, Bitcoin holding strong. Check those two videos, and then it'll help you understand this video a bit more. But from looking at this chart now, updating you guys, we are clearly above this orange line. This is what I wanted to see. I said to you, we need to come out of this Gaussian channel. We need to remain above the 50-week moving average, and Bitcoin could still look bullish. Now, if Bitcoin prints a candle above this, I believe we're going to see it come up and test close to this, you know, these highs again. And hopefully, fingers crossed, we can print a new all-time high. You know, fingers crossed, because if it doesn't, you know, if it gets to somewhere like here, and then it decides to reverse back down, then it does still confirm that, you know, we are in a, you know, we've seen the top of Bitcoin, and it could be the beginning of its bear market. So ideally, you know, we want to see Bitcoin continue this high momentum upwards and, you know, sort of print a new all-time high, really. We might have resistance here. Somewhere around here, we might have resistance here, only because if you look at the past, this is where we, you know, it was hard to kind of break up here. You can see here a lot of the times they had a lot of resistance here. You can almost call this support. You know, came down, had a little bit of support here, bounced up, you know, broke here, came back down. So the 60,000 level might be a challenge for Bitcoin to try and break through. But if Bitcoin can break through 60,000, we could see something interesting happen. But let me just get rid of these lines now, because the most important chart I want to show you, and funny enough, it's the same indicators. Let's take rid of this. Let's take that off. It's the same moving averages. It's the 50 moving average and the 200. This is on the weekly. I'm going to switch it to the daily, because you will see something really fascinating here. And I'm going to try and break it down, really help you understand what I'm doing here, so you can see, right? I've done three things. Again, the daily time frame, we've got the 50-day moving average, which is the blue line, the 200-day moving average, which is the red line. Every time in the past that we've seen the blue line cross the red line on the daily time frame, the 50 and the 200, at least I believe so, it's been classed as a death cross. What does it mean? You get two types of crosses. You've got a death cross, which spills the end of the bull market, and it's a guaranteed bear market. That's what they claim, right? Death cross. And you can see right here, the death cross happened here. Prices fell below. And you know, Bitcoin just couldn't break above that red line again. Look, you see a lot of strong resistance, and through that whole period of time, it was really bearish. And then we have a golden cross right here. I haven't circled the golden crosses. I will do it later on in another video, but I want to focus on the death crosses, because we need to look for patterns and look for signals that can confirm to us if it is a bear market. If it is there another chance to try and take some profits if it shoots up, those sort of things there, right? And that's what this is about. So, and you can see again, like every time we've seen the cross, this one was a bit confusing for some because, you know, it kept, you know, I wasn't sure, is it death cross, is it golden cross? And, you know, same again here, look, we came across, we had a death cross here, prices did fall low, but Bitcoin managed to recover and bounce back up, right? So let's just take a look at these patterns that I've got here, because if you look close, let's just use this one for an example. Every time the price has been below the red line, you see, and the cross has happened. So you got the death cross here. The price action is below the red line. You see here, I've circled here at the exact point of the cross. We've always seen the price reverse back up to the red line. So let me just say it again. Every time the price action has been below the death cross, it's below the red line, we've always seen the price reverse back to the red line before anything else happens. And here's another fine example. Let's just come back and I'll help you understand the other stuff in a minute. So look, we've got the death cross. The price action is below the red line. It's always reversed back to the red line. And that's what the star indicates. The star indicates your star window of opportunity to be taking profits if it was a bear market. Right, so these are the things that you want to look for. You want to look for that retracement back up to this red line. If you want to get this up, tradingview.com, it's free. Come on the daily time frame here. You can select whichever chart you like. I'm using the Bitstamp. You know, I type in Bitcoin, and then, you know, got the crypto selected here, and it's the second one, Bitstamp. That's what this chart is. And then you can click on indicators, type in moving average. This third one here, get it out, my words, and then you can select one as 50, one as 200, and you can change the colors, right? But you need to see this because it's powerful. Take a look back, 2013, 2014's top. There's loads I can show you. Look, this is the end of the cycle, right? We've had the massive blow off top. People still weren't sure, is it going back up again? Is it going to, I don't know, £4,000? Is it coming down back to 600 quid? Because, you know, over here, 500 quid. We have the death cross. And we have the price action below the red line. So even though the blow off top was up here, no one knew that. You know, they didn't know what was going on. But had they seen these indicators, the 50 and the 200 on the daily time frame, they would have seen that it was a confirmed death cross here. Price action was below the 200. And then they had that window of opportunity to try and take profits here when the price went straight back up to the red line, and then obviously it spilled down again. Take a look at this one. It's very faint, very tiny, but you can still see what I'm trying to say. There was a death cross here. Price action was below the red line, see, circled it here, and then you can see it came back to the red line to test it. It actually blew up across the red line and exploded. Look at that. So I don't know, Bitcoin does something like that, great. There was one instance where I saw Bitcoin in a different scenario, and I'm trying to find it here. This one was a death cross. We had a death cross with Bitcoin, but price action was above the red line. So take a look. At the moment that the death cross happened, Bitcoin's price was above, and that's what this pink sort of warning sign means. And then it spilled down, it came below. So, you know, if we see, what I'm trying to get at is that if we see price action above the death cross when it happens, you know, then that, for me, I believe that the price is going to come down, right? And I believe it's going to come below the blue line. And the reason I'm trying to say this is because we're about to face a death cross, guys. If, you know, it looks like the line's coming down, and it looks like we're about to face some sort of a death cross where, you know, price action could continue down like this, and then we could see a swerve, something like that. Let me just change this so it matches this color as well, the blue, so we can work with it. And, you know, if that's to happen, what's going to happen? Is Bitcoin's price going to remain below it? Because, you know, it could come test 53,000. It could come and test somewhere around here. Let me just get rid of this line for a minute. We don't need that anymore. It could come and test somewhere around here, which is the 53,000. It could get rejected, keep coming down, and then that's where we see the death cross. Or if it comes above it, then that's where I believe that scenario is going to play out. I mean, ideally, it'd be great to have this scenario here. We have the death cross. Price is already below the 200. Because right now we're above the 200. You see, we're floating. We're actually balanced above the 200. So I believe that if we do see this death cross occur, we might face something similar to this scenario here, where price action is above, the death cross happens, and then price just collapses on our face. Again, I'm just trying to prepare you for what might come, right? Trying to see, look, now these charts aren't going to be, you can't always look back in the past and say that's going to happen, but it does give you a good insight as to what's happened in the past and what maybe could happen before. And that's what we do. When we do our technical analysis, we try to look for confluence in the market, things that have happened before that could maybe happen again. But yeah, for me, it just stands strong. You know, every time we see a death cross and the price is below the red line, which is the 200-day, it always comes back to test the red line. So, you know, as bearish as it sounds, for the longevity of this market, and I know it sounds bearish, guys, I personally would like to see Bitcoin's price, one of two things, right? I would either like to, if this death cross happens and it plays out, I would like to see Bitcoin's price below the red line. So, you know, and I know it's mad. This red line's coming up. I would like to see it below, maybe sit around, you know, 47, 46,000. And I know it sounds mad. But then, because if it does that, I know it's going to come and test the red line again when it goes back up. You see what I'm saying? And if we look back in the past, if it does something like this, where, you know, price is, death cross happens here, price is below the red line, you see? Below the red line, it tests the red line again, then it breaks out and it absolutely explodes. That could be good for Bitcoin. We might face this thing where this death cross never ever happens. It could do something like this. You know, this could just, because buy power is so powerful, this green candle could keep coming up and up and up. And this could just, you know, spin around like this, you know, could go like that. That could be a fantastic outcome for Bitcoin if it was to happen. Because if that happens, it's going to look super bullish, you know, just something like that. And it continues to go up. So I'm just watching, keeping my eye on this chart on the daily. The 50-week is looking good at the moment, so there's not much I have to say on that. I was going to say stay on that. Stay. What are you staying for? Anyway, can't have it. Stay. You know, sometimes look, see? Sometimes you mess up your words, innit? Sometimes you mess your words up. I don't care. I'm keeping it in raw, fresh and organic like Tesco's. So yeah, just wanted to show you that. And if you want to look at it yourself, you can definitely check out death crosses because they are significant. But this is the weekly one again. Happy with this. Let's see what happens. Let's see if it can print a new all-time high. But yeah, I'm going to leave it here. That's all I wanted to show you in this one. If it was helpful to you, please drop that like. Give me a subscribe if you're new watching. Big up to you all. Christmas is around. Hope you have a good time, Christmas period and stuff. And yeah, if you want to become a patron, I've got 7 tiers. They see this stuff. I'm showing them the video now. They're watching it. It probably won't come up to YouTube a bit later, but if you want to be prepared for it, become a patron. I've got 7 tiers. Take your pick. They do not miss nothing. I recommend going for this one here, my exclusive VIP partner tier. Why? Just keep banging my bloody watch. It unlocks all my posts. You can see when I buy, when I sell, when I stake. It's all in there. If you want that little bit more, go for my CEO tier. This gives you my super alerts. You will have exclusive access to my VIP Telegram group where I talk to you way before I buy, way before I sell, way before I do anything. It's all in here. They're seeing it first. They're talking about big projects before anyone else can see them, before I even get a chance to buy them. They're doing all that great stuff, big money, talking big things. So check that if it's, you know, it might be for you. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Cheers.